While the last 3 decades have provided gradual leaps in gaming technology, the next 10 years will bring an explosive shift in the way we play games. Welcome to the Skill Channel. And today, we're talking about the future of gaming technology. Technology is advancing at a rate faster than it ever has before, and we are on the cusp of changing the way we play games forever. Many of the items on this list are things you wouldn't expect at all, but will actually have a huge impact on the way we play games. Some may honestly end up being a failure, but others we have very high hopes for and are essential for our future. So let's take a look at the top 10 gaming technologies for the future. The world's first 8K television was unveiled by Sharp at the Consumer Electronics Show in 2012. 8K full Ultra HD screens may seem some way off, but the truth is this super high viewing resolution is closer than you think. In terms of TV technology, 4K is starting to really take hold and is slowly encroaching on the market share held by 1080p HD TVs. It is slow progress, but through 2016, expect 4K TVs to account for a large chunk of the market. They had achieved 6% market penetration in 2014, a number that will grow this year and take off in 2016. Okay, 4K is not 8K, but it is the next step, and TV manufacturers are already starting to release their first 8K units. Samsung, LG, and Sony are notable examples. With a resolution of 7,680 by 4,320, 8K full Ultra HD is exactly 16 times the resolution of 1080p, or what we call full HD. But what does all that mean for gaming? 4K gaming is already wildly available, and PC gaming tends to follow the TV market, so expect 4K to become more popular over the next 2 years and 8K to start spreading its tentacles in the industry. NVIDIA and AMD, the two largest CPU makers in gaming, are already working on their 8K ready chips, and AMD's chief scientist Richard Huddy explained just how good 8K gaming can be. If we get to a display resolution of about 8K horizontally and about 6K vertically, then for a player with 20/20 vision, they will have something that is close to perfect for their visual system. With the growing amount of media and the potential for 4K and 8K resolutions, the bandwidth of your internet connection is becoming a crucial part of your setup. We've all heard of fiber internet, especially Google Fiber and Verizon Fios. It's gigabit download speeds. That's speed so fast that downloading a file would be the same exact thing as copying a file from one hard drive locally to another. In fact, gigabit internet would exceed the speed of most consumer hard drives. Online gaming would have almost no lag, no matter how many players are involved. You could get your game updates almost instantly. Cloud gaming would actually be practical, and pretty much everything could be streamed whenever or wherever. And fiber optics isn't exactly new technology. It was invented back in the 70s. So why don't we have it yet? In the state of California, with a population of over 6 million, only 15.7% of people have access to fiber internet. The entire country, and even the entire world, needs to be completely rewired for the new wave of internet. We're still using cable TV and phone lines from the 90s. And most mainstream providers still refuse to adopt the fact that consumers want faster internet and have more demanding needs these days. This is one instance where the technology is ready, the consumers are ready, but it's the gatekeepers who are slowing it down. What does an autonomous vehicle that drives itself have to do with gaming? Not a whole lot as a concept, but at the minimum, a car that does not need your input gives the passenger time for other things, such as gaming. You thought gaming on the train while you commute was cool? How about doing it with your feet up in your own car? Not bad, right? This idea is not actually that far off, as self-driving cars are becoming less science fiction and more reality by the year. It's been a trope of sci-fi media for decades. It seems humans were destined to create autonomous vehicles one day, and several companies have actually made huge strides to this reality. Actually, self-driving cars exist, and more importantly, they work. At CES 2015, there were wide-range predictions that a self-driving car would make it to the market within the next 2 to 5 years, which would mean between 2017 and 2020. However, it is clear what the future holds, and who knows, one day you may be immersed in a virtual reality world while your car drives you to work. Speaking of virtual reality, it is another technology that has long been viewed as something we were destined to have. Uses for VR are wide-ranging, but gaming is an obvious way in which we can get the most out of this growing new niche. The leading name in virtual reality is Oculus Rift, a VR headset created by Oculus VR. This product has been with us for a few years, but will actually be available to the consumers during the first quarter of 2016. Rift connects to a PC running Microsoft's Windows platform and requires a fairly powerful machine. The PC in use has to be a true gaming rig and running high-end hardware for processor and GPU, allowing the top shelf specs of the Rift to do their own thing. The headset is equipped with two OLED panels with a resolution of 2160 by 1200 at 90 Hz split over dual displays. With a 90 Hz global refresh rate, the Rift does away with the motion blur we associate with a traditional monitor. A system dubbed Constellation reads the position of the user's head with an infrared camera and controls with an Xbox One wireless gamepad. The combination of head tracking, a headset that fills your vision space, and games programmed specifically for it create an immersive experience that you can't get anywhere else. The cloud has already revolutionized the way we consume media such as movies and music, and now gaming is the next frontier to be conquered. There are two common methods for cloud gaming: streaming video or streaming files. In a way, this is gaming on demand, similar to how Netflix is video on demand. Essentially, cloud gaming uses a thin client to stream game data to the console, PC, or handheld you're using, with the actual content never being stored on the device. A remote operator or game company stores the content on its own servers and also deals with the processing load. The end user does not need to highly spec'd hardware, as it is not their machine that is running the game, with the content streaming from the remote server. Still something of a niche, cloud gaming is growing at a rapid pace, and it is conceivable that in a few years it could be the main source of our gaming needs. Future consoles and even gaming PCs may not be geared towards offering the best specs, but instead will be cloud gaming machines with other features. All the user will need is a solid internet connection to stream the game, a controller, and a screen. Imagine being able to glance at an area on the screen and your character looks in that direction, without you having to input via a controller. With technology like the iTribe, you can do just that. At the moment, the developmental product is being geared towards smartphones and tablets, offering a hands-free experience for mobile gaming and beyond. The iTribe technology works as an eye tracker, the world's smallest in fact. A camera and a high-res infrared LED track a user's pupils for even the minimum amount of movement, and through the algorithms, iTribe can detect where on the screen the user is looking. In terms of gaming, most of the demos have showed the iTribe working on Fruit Ninja, the popular mobile game available on iOS and Android. Yes, the tech is still in the early stages, but these demos have shown that the system works and the signs are certainly promising. The iTribe says that it wants its technology to be adopted in smartphones and tablets, and hopes for its products to be in a lot of devices within 2 years. While mobile gaming and general use is the initial target, it is easy to see that this sort of technology could find its way to more serious gaming hardware in the future. And just to show how exciting this new tech is, we'll just say that at the moment, eye scanners this good cost over $10,000, and there are less than 100,000 of them in the world. The iTribe will bring this technology to the masses at a fraction of the price. Microsoft's IllumaRoom has been hinted at for several years, but in 2015, the company has started revealing more details about the ambitious project. The company has been passionate about creating a united living room, and if the Xbox One shows Microsoft's ambitions now, IllumaRoom could be the end scenario where Microsoft's goals for this technology reach fruition. With the Kinect motion sensor and normal off-the-shelf projectors, IllumaRoom lets the user create an augmented reality render of their living room. Far from just being an expanded projector screen, this tech lets the living room become a part of the media you are consuming. Microsoft has showed off first-person shooter games where the bullets drop outside the TV screen and onto the living room floor, creating a new peripheral vision. While thinking of IllumaRoom as a glorified 3D setup is a start, the project is actually much deeper than that and creates a true environment in your living room by adding noises, environment vibrations, and of course visuals to create an immersive experience. At the moment, Microsoft hasn't officially stated whether IllumaRoom will ever become an actual product, but considering how much Microsoft is focusing on user experience, the augmented living room environment will become something Microsoft focuses on in the coming years. Whether it will land with the IllumaRoom name or as something else remains to be seen. The film industry moves at very rapid pace, moving from 720p, 1080p Full HD, 4K, 4K 3D, and 8K in less than 10 years. So it stands to reason that 2015 has its own next big thing in screen tech, and that thing is the quantum dot display. Firstly, quantum dot does not describe a new resolution, but rather a way in which the image is projected onto a screen. At the moment, LEDs use backlighting on most LCD screen TVs, hence why many users have LED TVs. Quantum dot promises to give better backlight as they are light-emitting semiconductor nanocrystals that take in light and convert it to specific wavelengths to create richer color reproduction. With this technology, colors will be even more accurate, and more importantly, quantum dot displays will not degenerate as quickly as traditional LED panels. So if you had your eye on a 4K or even 8K screen for your gaming rig, you can still go ahead and get one, although quantum dot LED will be improving those panels in the coming years. Some of the most beautiful modern games offer a level of detail and accuracy that is truly breathtaking. But while landscapes often look extremely realistic, there is still something lacking when it comes to computer-generated characters. It turns out, even in 2015, with blazing processors and hot-performing graphics cards, that nailing living things is hard to pull off. Okay, we're not saying that human and animal characters look bad. For the most part, the best titles do a stellar job in creating personas that are next to the real thing. But what about being exactly like the real thing? With the virtual reality era approaching, it would be even more amazing to delve into these truly immersive worlds where the characters are photorealistic. When we say photorealistic, we really mean it. A character that looks like a real person is standing there and interacting with you. Bill Scott, NVIDIA's lead tech mind in Europe, spoke about the difficulty of rendering humans accurately. Skin will accept light from the environment, and then the light scatters around within the first few millimeters of flesh. Then it re-emerges, colored by what it has encountered. If I was to hold my hand up to the light, you'll see a red glow around the edges. In games, we're really getting into those important subtleties now. We're not there yet, but over the next 5 to 10 years, photorealism is going to make its presence felt with even more than it does today. Mixed with virtual and augmented reality scenarios, we are about to enter a gaming era where the worlds we play in are just like the real thing. We have heard plenty about how artificial intelligence and robots will steal our jobs or rise up like a new race to dethrone the human masters and take over the world. But how about using robots for something fun, like gaming? We already know plenty about AI in games, from the frustration of watching an enemy do something completely bonkers in the old days, to new titles that offer extremely realistic AI movements and behavior. The end goal is of course for NPCs to be truly realistic and behave exactly as a real person would. You shoot a bullet at an enemy, he moves, runs, hides, but does not turn around so you can pepper him with lead. How real this AI can get will largely depend on how realistic the games of the future are, and once again, virtual reality will play a part in this. If you are immersed in a VR world that is realistic, it stands to reason that the NPCs should be hyper-real too, further enhancing the movement towards games becoming a true experience that you can feel and live. Aside from AI in games, there are artificial intelligence machines and robots that can now play video games with little to no human interference. A new AI developed by DeepMind can learn how to play games and sometimes get the better of human opponents or perform with better results. Could your ultimate multiplayer opponent of the future be a robot instead of an annoying foe shouting obscenities at you and telling you how much you suck? All the technologies discussed here promise a future of gaming that will be unlike anything we have ever seen. While some of these will flounder and others will flourish, it is interesting to see that all are linked to each other. The industry is pointing in the same direction, and that direction seems to be heading towards deeper immersion, realistic gameplay, and the gaming industry opening up to welcome everyone. What are your opinions on the future of gaming technology? Let us know in the comments. And subscribe to the Skilled channel for more top 10s on interesting gaming facts. If you enjoy our creative, well-produced videos, then consider supporting the Skilled channel directly by using our Amazon affiliate code when you shop online, or making a small monthly contribution through our Patreon. Just click the card or the links in the description for more info. Your support helps us make more of the content that you enjoy watching.